Optimizers Unlimited presents Episode 19. Sparky, told by Bryant. Hey, we have a very special story, and it comes to us from Earl Nightingale, who wrote inspirational stories and broadcasts in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And I love this story because there's three things in it that really touch my heart. Number one, it's a story about perseverance. We all love stories like Rocky and this that come through in the end, and that's what this story is about. It's about perseverance, staying with it, never giving up. No matter how bleak the situation looks, you are staying with it. Number two, it's about finding your purpose, using your talents for what they were meant for, finding your purpose, discovering it, and doing what you're supposed to do. The third thing is it's an underdog story, and you don't have to get discouraged when things are down, when they're not going your way. That's okay. Stay with it. And your answer and your success is just right around the corner. This is a very special story with someone that you're most likely very familiar with. And this story has really touched my heart, and let it touch yours too. Enjoy. Perseverance. Nothing can take its place. There is a place for every person who will persevere. There is a large success lurking in everything we do. Earl Nightingale. School was all but impossible for Sparky. He failed every subject in the 8th grade. He flunked physics in high school, receiving a flat 0 in the course. He distinguished himself as the worst physics student in the school's history. Sparky also flunked Latin and algebra and English. He didn't do much better in sports either, although he did manage to make the school's golf team. Then he promptly lost the only important match of the year. There was a consolation match. He lost that too. Throughout his youth, Sparky was awkward socially. He was not actually disliked by the other students. No one cared that much. He was astonished if a classmate ever said hello to him outside of school hours. There's no way to tell how he might have done at dating in high school. Sparky never once asked a girl to go out. He was too afraid of being turned down. Sparky was a loser. He, his classmates, everyone knew it. So he rolled with it. Sparky made up his mind early in life that if things were meant to work out, they would. Otherwise, he would content himself with what appeared to be his inevitable mediocrity. However, there was one thing important to Sparky: drawing. He was proud of his own artwork. Of course, no one else appreciated it. In his senior year of high school, he submitted some cartoons to the editors of his class yearbook. The cartoons were turned down. Despite this particularly painful rejection, Sparky was so convinced of his ability, he decided to become a professional artist. Upon graduating from high school, he wrote a letter to Walt Disney Studios. He was told to send some samples of his artwork, and the subject matter for a cartoon was suggested. Sparky drew the proposed cartoon. He spent a great deal of time on it and on all the other drawings he submitted. Finally, the reply came from Disney Studios. He was rejected once again. Another loss for the loser. So Sparky wrote his own autobiography in cartoons. He described his childhood self, the little boy loser and chronic underachiever, in a cartoon character that would soon become famous all over the world. For Sparky, the boy who failed every subject in 8th grade and whose work was rejected again and again, was Charles Schulz. He created the Peanuts comic strip and the little cartoon boy whose kite would never fly and who never succeeded in kicking the football, Charlie Brown. As I look back on my life, I realize that every time I thought I was being rejected from something good, I was actually being redirected to something better. Steve Maraboli. Hey, if you could help me out by liking this video, writing a comment, sharing with others, and most of all, subscribing for more videos like this. Thank you very much. Thank you for subscribing.